Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're talking about a huge shift in the Angular framework. Seriously, it's a massive performance evolution, one that's all about moving away from so-called magic and into true mastery of your apps.
Let's kick things off with a question. Have you ever been there? Your app starts small, it's great, but then it grows, and suddenly it's sluggish. You're fighting these performance issues, and none of the old tricks are working. It's a super common problem, right? Well, that's exactly what Angular's new innovations are here to solve.
Okay, so to really get where Angular is headed, we've got to take a quick look back. For a long time, the framework relied on this magic that made everything seem really simple. But, as you can probably guess, that magic had a price tag, some pretty serious hidden costs.
So what was this magic? It was a library called Zone.js, and it was at the very core of old-school Angular. Think of it like this. Zone.js was basically an overeager security guard for your app. Any little thing that happened, a click, a timer, an API call, it would just shout to the entire application, hey, something might have changed, everybody check everything. And that's how we got that automatic UI refresh that felt so magical.
But here's the problem with that shouting security guard. The convenience was great, but the trade-off was huge. Since Zone.js had no idea what actually changed, Angular had to go and check the entire app every single time. That meant a ton of unnecessary work, which slowed things down. And oh, the debugging. If you've ever seen those crazy long stack traces, you know what I'm talking about. Plus, on top of all that, it added a decent chunk to your app's download size.
Okay, so if the old way was inefficient, what's the new way? Well, this is where it gets really exciting. It's time to talk about the new foundation that changes everything, signals. And I want to be clear, this isn't just some minor new feature. This is a brand new reactive backbone for the entire framework.
So what are signals? You can think of them like smart little wrappers around your data. Remember our shouting security guard Zone.js? Well, signals are the exact opposite. They're like a highly efficient messaging system. A signal knows exactly which parts of your UI care about its value. So when that value changes, it doesn't shout. It just quietly whispers a little notification directly to the components that are listening and ignores everyone else. It's incredibly precise.
And this is the game changer, right? We're moving from a world of guesswork to one of surgical precision. What does that mean for you? It means way fewer wasted CPU cycles, a much simpler way to handle state in most cases, and, this is the big one, it gives you, the developer, explicit control. And that control is the key that finally lets us unlock a future without Zone.js. All right, let's look at some code, because this is where it really clicks. It's super simple. First, you see we create a quantity signal. That's just a piece of state that can be changed. Then check out total price. We're creating it with computed. This means its value isn't set manually. It's derived from other signals. In this case, it's just the quantity times the price. Now here's the magic, or rather, the mastery. Anytime that quantity signal changes, anywhere in the app, Angular automatically knows it needs to update total price. It's a perfectly clear, explicit chain of cause and effect. No guesswork. Okay, so signals are the new foundation. But what can we build on top of that foundation? This is where we start to unlock some seriously powerful tools, stuff that was just plain impossible back in the Zone.js days. And the first big one is a revolutionary way to handle how our apps load. And I mean it, this is a huge deal. We've always been able to lazy load entire pages or routes, right? But Deferrable Views lets you go so much smaller. You can now look at a single page and say, you know what, that comment section down at the bottom or that big heavy charting library, let's not load any of that code until the user actually needs it. It's incredibly granular control.
And the best part is how you manage this. It's all done declaratively, right there in your HTML. You just wrap your component in an @defer block. You can show a simple @placeholder at first. Then, when a trigger happens, say the user scrolls down the page, you can show a nice @loading spinner while Angular fetches the code in the background. Once it's ready, boom, the real content appears. And they even thought of an @error block just in case things go wrong. It's a whole complete system built right in.
And the flexibility of when to load is just awesome. You've got so many options. You can trigger the load when it scrolls into the viewport, or when the user actually clicks or hovers on it. You can do it after a timer, say 5 seconds, or even tie it to some custom logic, like when a certain variable in your code becomes true. You have total, precise control over your app's loading performance.
So you see how these pieces are fitting together, right? First, the precision of signals. Then, the granular control of deferrable views. They've all been building towards this one massive goal, finally being able to run Angular completely, zoneless. And let me be super clear. This isn't some coming soon feature. This is here right now. As of Angular 20.2, going zoneless is stable and officially ready for production apps. This is a huge milestone. It means we can now build the fastest, leanest Angular apps that have ever been possible.
So what's the first thing you get? The most immediate win? You just drop the entire Zone.js library. Poof, it's gone. That's about 33 kilobytes right off the top of your initial bundle. Now, 33K might not sound like a ton, but in the world of front-end performance, every single kilobyte counts, especially on that first load. This is a free, easy win.
And you can see it right here. Dropping that dependency just makes your app lighter. That means less for your users to download, less for their browser to parse, and a faster time to get up and running. It directly improves the user experience right from the get-go.
But it's not just about the size, not by a long shot. The real benefits are even bigger. Your performance becomes way more predictable because change detection only runs when you tell it to. Debugging is suddenly so much easier with clean, direct stack traces. And we're back to that keyword, control. You have full intentional control over how your app reacts to things. No more mystery. I think this quote just nails it perfectly. Zone.js was magic. Zoneless is mastery. We're trading that old, automatic, kind of clunky magic for explicit, powerful control. It's about becoming a master of your application's performance.
So what's the bottom line here? It's simple. Angular's entire performance story has been fundamentally rewritten. It's faster, it's leaner, and it puts more power and control in our hands than ever before. The old era of magic is done. The era of mastery is here. So the real question for all of us is, what are we going to build with this new power?